everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
Surprise! We on a golf sled. This is where it all started for us. It's El Cosquam.
We were trying to go film on the beach for you to give you a little glimpse, but you can kind of sort of see it there a little bit, but it's so windy out here today.
It is.
It was blowing the camera everywhere, so we decided to go right here.
If you see the camera shaking a little bit, it's not us. It's the wind.
Anyway, we're headed to Raymond James Stadium to watch our Lions play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes, take a look at our shirt. Let me see. Can you really see it? It says Women Love Football. Yay. And it says Detroit Lions Football.
Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in today. We just want to bring you a quick video on our pros and cons of the Carnival Pride. As you know, we just returned not too long ago from our 10-day Mediterranean cruise on board the Pride, leaving from Rome and going to several destinations within Italy, Greece, and Turkey. So anyway, we wanted to give you our feedback on that ship. But first, if we can help you book that dream vacation, make sure to give us a call, 877-697-4470, or we can be reached at www.mr-traveler.com, or hit the scan code right there.
Hit the scan code. I'm going to try to stabilize it. I'm trying to stabilize it a little bit so it won't blow as much. There we go.
Okay.
That's better.
Anyway, so let's...
No, we're not cutting out no bloopers, and hopefully you enjoyed the bloopers from the last video.
All right, so let's dive into it. So first of all, let me just come out and say this about the Carnival Pride. So if you're looking for all the latest and greatest gadgets and techniques and the biggest thing in the world, and this is not the ship for you.
No, it's not. Nothing's modern about it.
This is an older ship. This ship was actually one of our very first Carnival cruises that we went on way back in the day. We did that out of Long Beach and did the West Coast cruise. And now we've jumped on it again for the Mediterranean. And before the Mediterranean, it was going out of Baltimore quite a bit. So first of all, she's an old girl. However, she just went through refurbishments right before our sailing. A few weeks before our sailing, she went into dry dock, and she got new carpet through the main areas. They transformed some spaces on board the ship into some new shopping and dining areas on board the ship. So if you haven't checked out the tour, check out the tour there.
Right here.
And you can see the differences from the last time you were on her, if you've been on her before, to what's new now. The biggest differences is the hull has been painted to match the Mardi Gras style, or the new format for Carnival Cruise Line, which is that beautiful blue hull. And she got new carpeting throughout the ship.
I love the hulls. I think this was such a boss move for Carnival to do that, to uniform each and every ship. It just makes it looks like more of a professional cruise line.
Yeah, absolutely. They stand out. You know, you can see that blue hull from a long way away. You know that it's a Carnival ship, and of course the funnel usually gives it away too. So anyway, guys, so new carpeting, a lot of refreshments throughout the public areas in the ship. So it looked very nice. It was very clean, very well kept.
It was.
It looked pretty new on the inside. The Carnival Pride's decor is more. To me and Miss Traveler, it's perfect for a Mediterranean cruise.
The decor matched the destination.
Yeah, absolutely, with statues and kind of Romanesque paintings and different things like that. It was a perfect mood setter for a Mediterranean cruise.
It made you feel just like you was in the Mediterranean. It matched Roman Greek decor. It was just brilliant how they went traditional. Nothing's modern. And I see why the ship is such an old girl. It's because she fits the destinations that we're going. Like we said, if you're looking for something modern or you're looking for something that's new, brand new, you're not going to like the Carnival Pride. But if you destination focus on where you're going, you can enjoy the ride. And then that's just a ride to where you need to be. Okay,
so let's talk a little bit about some of the main things on board the ship that we have experienced for this cruise. First of all, we'll talk about the staterooms. So our stateroom, it did have what appeared to be new carpeting throughout the stateroom.
Yes, here it is.
The bed, pillows were all very comfortable. Some of the downside to the cabins that we think could use some improvement were it looks very worn on the inside.
It
So
was
like
it was pretty used.
like
She looked beat up.
you could look up at the closet doors and the ceiling, and you could tell that the ceiling's been opened up a lot and things like that. So
Yeah.
it looks like it's been used quite a bit.
Yes.
Other things that could lose a little bit of work in there is I wish they would have upgraded the televisions when they had it in dry dock.
Me too. That was too small.
Yeah, the televisions were very small. They were playing some good movies on there, which is a plus.
Yes. They also had movies from different languages. If you're not, really fluent in English, they had options of different languages that you can use, but they also had options for us as well. I like that. That was a pro for me.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. But all in all, the stateroom was pretty comfortable. So
yes, I enjoyed it.
No real complaints there.
No.
Let's move on to the food. Food in the main dining room, the buffet was okay.
It was just okay. It wasn't extravagant. It wasn't, oh my God, I gotta have this again. It was just okay. It got the job done.
We didn't have any bad meals. We didn't have anything like, oh, this is terrible or anything like that.
Right.
The food was okay.
It was just okay. Some of the food, we went with a large group. Some people liked it, some people didn't. It was 50-50.
Yeah. But I don't think anybody said like, ooh, this is a terrible meal. Like I said, it was just okay.
It was just okay. And if people didn't like the dining, they had options to go to the buffet, and the buffet was really good. I enjoyed the buffet more than dinner.
So let's talk about service. And service, we're going to kind of split into two categories here because we got a couple of different things that we need to talk about. So as far as our stateroom attendant and our weight room staff, excellent.
Excellent service. Number one, 100% excellent service.
Yep. We gave them gratuity and then some. So we gave them additional gratuity. We had great service. No complaints there. The part where I do have a little,
what's the con?
The part I do have a little con on, and I'm curious. I want you guys' feedback on this. I want to see if there's something is this just me or have you guys noticed this? So with our interactions with guest service level and higher on board this ship, when we brought things to them, because listen, we're on a cruise with, we had over 100 people with us on this cruise. So we had to go to guest services and or a person who's supposed to be the group coordinator on board the ship for Carnival.
Not to complain, but we want to get our people together and we want to be comfortable when we do our meetings.
There's things that you need when you have a group. Yes. So it was like we were bothering them.
I kind of feel like I was getting on their nerves.
Yeah. I had to hunt them down, and then when I did get a call back, it was a day later, and and then we had an issue at the steakhouse where we literally were sitting down for 2 hours. Our reservation was at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
We arrived at 7:55 p.m. for our dinner. At 10 p.m., we still did not have our main course, and the restaurant was only like 50% capacity.
I wouldn't even say it was 50%. It was more like 35-40%.
There was a lot of open tables.
It was a lot of open tables.
It really, I don't know what happened. Whatever, we opted to get up and leave, and went to the guest services. They put in a case for the steakhouse.
Right.
And after 2 days, I never heard from them. And again, we had to go hunt them down. And when the steakhouse manager did finally catch up with us at dinner, it was very like we were wasting his time. And I had to stop and explain to him. I said, listen, if we're sitting down for 2 hours, we don't have our main course, and there's people who have been here only for an hour and they're finished eating, that's a problem. But again, his attitude towards it was kind of So my question to you guys is, have you noticed, because I had to think about this, have you noticed since post-COVID sailings a difference in the
corporate,
in the corporate response to things and how they handle things? Because something like this 2 or 3 years ago, pre-COVID, something like this happened, I would get a letter in the stateroom saying, you know, we apologize for the inconvenience, blah, blah, blah. Even while they were researching the case, they would still at least send a letter or give a follow-up phone call.
Or even knock on the door.
We're not looking for any handouts or anything
No.
like that. It's just that you guys have to understand that we put you guys on these cruises, so we really are, you know, being there for our customers, because we don't want our customers to have to go through negative things like that. So we try to give feedback when possible.
We try to be as transparent as we possibly can. We like to put our feet in our clients' shoes when we're traveling, and we like to have the same experience as our clients. We are not showing favoritism to any cruise line. We love all the cruise lines. We don't like bad service. That's what we don't
And
like.
on the flip side of this, our wait staff in the restaurant was so good. I took their picture and I sent it to John Held.
Here it is right here.
And gave them major kudos and wrote a letter to the corporate to say how great they were with our group.
They were awesome. No complaints whatsoever with our staff. Our dinner staff was on it.
Yeah.
You know, some people didn't like their meals, but they still handled it. You know, even if they didn't like it, they went and got them another meal or asked them if they want an extra drink or if they wanted. They were just fabulous. These two guys right here.
So I'm just curious if you guys have noticed the difference in the attitude pre and post COVID.
If you notice there's a difference in the attitudes.
And to add to it, now we didn't experience this, but some of our group members did. As they were debarking, some of these same people that were behind the guest services desk were being very short, let's put it like that way, with the people when they were debarking the ship.
We had about 5 people from our group come up to us and let us know that on the journey of disembarkation, and you know, we've been traveling for more than 2 weeks. We got a lot of luggage. Everybody's trying to get off the ship. They were so rude with it when they were trying to get off the ship that people were coming up to us like, did you hear what happened? You know, with so-and-so when they was trying to get off the ship, you know, they had stickers and they had to wait their turn to get off. It just became this big.
But there were some verbal comments that came out of guest services' mouth that should not have happened. They were making comments towards the passengers which should not have happened.
Exactly.
You know, even if there's something where the person is dead wrong, the customer, you still don't speak to or treat them that way.
Yeah,
so
I heard they were treating them like they were kids. You know, you have to kind of respect their money. They spent money to come on these cruises. They're here for an experience, and these are bucket list trips. I mean, to travel the Mediterranean for 2 weeks is not cheap. So you definitely want the service to back it up. Well, when you run into staff that's unkind, it kind of put a bitter taste in your mouth.
So the embarkation in Rome was beautiful, 10 out of 10. Debarkation for us, because we're higher level status, so it was a 10 out of 10 for.
It was a 10 out of 10 for us, but not for all of our group, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
The spa area on the ship was beautiful. You can tell that it's been refurbished when it went into the dry dock. The only thing I didn't like, this is not really a big con, but on this particular ship and some of the other ships like it, they have a wet and dry sauna in the spa, and it used to be where you could sit in there and look out the window and see the ocean going by.
Right. You get a chance to look at everything while you're doing that.
So they're still in the same location, but they frosted the glass over now so you can't see outside, which
why they do that?
was kind of a bummer. I used to like sitting in the sauna and just sitting there watching on the sea day and watch the waves go by and everything.
Yeah, they frosted it over. I think that was a con.
But it's still a plus, definitely a pro, having those dry and wet saunas on board the ship, and there's a male and a female version on that ship, and you don't have to pay anything extra for it. You can just go in there.
That's great.
So I forget sometimes how nice little quirks these older ships have with Carnival. You've got like a theater under the theater where the comedy is, and there's all these little cubby holes and different little places you can sit and hide. That's pretty cool.
We get used to selling these big ships, and me and Mr. Traveler, this will be our 62nd cruise for New Year's, and we get so used to traveling these big giant ships that we forget the coziness and the quirkiness of these smaller ships. Sometimes we just want to, get a laid-back ship where there's no fuss on it, and you get a waiter who you can learn their name on a first-name basis, and you get to enjoy the ship just a little bit more than these big giant ships that's out there. Comment below and let me know, would you prefer a larger ship, one of the newest ships to come out, or do you like your oldies but goodies? The
And
smaller one.
what's nice about the smaller ship is you don't really have to wait too long to get on and off the ship. When we had the tender in Santorini, um, it didn't take us very long to get on board the ship. Actually, getting off Santorini is a whole other case, so we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, stay tuned for our videos coming up.
But the entertainment was pretty good on board the ship. The comedians were pretty good.
Yeah.
So, all in all, if I have to give it an overall score, I give it a solid 7 out of 10 for the Carnival Pride. We really had a great time and enjoyed ourselves.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10. And I would say, I think they, unfortunately, my con was that they upgraded the entire ship, but they forgot about the rooms, the cabins, and especially the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't like to see rust in the bathroom. I don't like the old school curtains. They could have updated that a little bit. I don't mind the older ship, but just make sure there's no rust.
Yeah.
On the outside it was all nice, but on the inside of the cabins, they could have just spruced it up a little bit. And I did not like corporate's attitude after the pandemic. It seemed like they're falling off. They're dropping the ball on customer service, and the customer, and by us being in that particular business, we understand how important it is to please the customer, especially if you're paying a lot of money for these cruises.
Yep.
We want to make sure we, offer the best that we can to our clients as well as ourselves. Me and Mr. Traveler, we take some time off and we take these cruises as well, but we noticing there's been a change in attitude in corporate. So I hope they work on that. So I give it a solid 6 out of 10.
All right, guys. So if we can help you book this or any other dream vacation out there, please give us a call 877-697-4470, or we can be reached www.mr-traveler.com. You can book right online, and then we'll take it from there.
Thank you so much for watching. Life short.
Have fun.
See the golf side.
Bye, everybody.